This notebook is in order. I'm not going to chat a lot about what each one is other than just a little snippet. I am going through these and I'm putting notes on the opposite page about pertinent information that I want to remember so that in the future, well, you know, because I found this very educational. Okay, this was the first one I did. This one was, I actually started back in October of 2024, but I wasn't doing Master Study Monday, but I'm including those in there too. This is actually acrylic, and it is a study of a Van Gogh. This is a master study I did of Degas. This, and this is also acrylic. I was using acrylic a lot of the time. This, I don't like this right here. I don't have the ref. I should have, if I had been professional and together, I would have had like a little image of each one in the corner. That's a lot of images, and we're doing this live. So, anywho's it's. If you follow Christine Snaps, you need to. That's where the anywho's it's comes from the Goobers. This was a master study of Degas. This is the first Sargent study that I did. This is Teddy Roosevelt. Again, this is in acrylic and not oil, but I do like the look of it. It doesn't necessarily have the same qualities that his did, but I enjoyed this. This was good. This was America Saw It. I did this 1018. See, I skipped a page there. I skipped a lot because that says 1018, and so this was the first one I did. This one was in oil. Why did I do this in oil and not the others? This is America Saw It. We have the original one here in the state in Wichita. This is just a detail portion of it. Love America Saw It. Cezanne study from 12/2/24. Oil. I like this one because of the brushwork and the way it, yeah, I like the way. This one looks very simple, but I really like this one. This is, see, I didn't even put it on there, but I believe it's Manet. It's a detail of a study that he did, and or that he had. Yes, this says Manet. Let me put that on the other doohickey thingamabob, whatchamacallit, while I'll remember it. Okay. This one I really like just because it's limited palette. It was good. I enjoyed doing the smoke up here. I'm looking because, yeah, this is 12/2. I'm wondering why this has it taped off. This was a detail of the same one that I just showed, but it had, in the lower right hand corner, he's holding this glass of ale or beer, and his hands were very interesting, so I did a detail of that. And some of these I gessoed the paper. This one I did, or I made a note that I gessoed the paper. Rembrandt, this is part of a piece called Old Woman Reading. This one I did over 2 days. I wonder why I did it over 2 days. See, this is all the reasons I need to go in and take notes. This is another Manet detail. I'm sure you probably recognize that one. This one was the first one of 25. and it's a Rubens. It's a detail study, and it was oil on gessoed paper. I finished it on the 3rd of January. I don't have a calendar. I don't know if that's on a Monday. It was a live demo. I really liked doing this detail in the hair. When you looked up close to it in detail, there's a slight blue next to each stroke. It was very, very minute details. But I like how this one turned out. Bert Morissette. Again, oil. I believe the rest of these are oil, unless otherwise. But this one's, yeah, I like this. All of these are details. It's not like the whole thing, unless I specific say. This one I really like. This one looks almost exactly like them to me. This is a Sergeant, if you didn't know. It's a detail. This one I love. This is one of my favorite ones. This is Valiches. Sorry, I can never remember how to pronounce his name. Valichois. Valiches. Excuse me, I'm very poor at languages and I should have looked it up. But again, this is oil on canvas, or oil on gesso paper. This is another one that is my favorite. These two, there's just, I love. There's so many things I love about it. The color palette, the way and I don't say my work, I'm talking about like how they did, like the edges are soft, and yeah, I learned a lot from doing this. Then this is Cecilia Bow. I did this January 29th. Then we get into February, and it was Black History Month, so I did Laura Wheeler Waring, sorry. It's entitled Girl in a Pink Dress from 1927. This is a detail of it. This was fun, this part right here. Then this is the artists are people of color. Charles Alston on the 10th. And again, I noted that I used gesso on the paper, and it's just regular old gesso. This is a Van Gogh study, obviously. If you look at it by itself, it looks like it's kind of out of whack. But if you compare it to the original, it's pretty spot on. I don't know why I did a Van Gogh. Why did I do a Van Gogh in Black History Month? Who knows? Palmer Hayden. Oh, this was like a bonus one because this says I did it on the 14th. And this one's on the 17th. And I know this was on a Monday. This is Palmer Hayden. This one was tough to do. This is close to the whole thing. There's only a little bit more extending on it. But it was tough to do this one. I learned a lot from this. And yeah, I need to... this is Henry Ossawa Tanner, another detail study. Another artist of color. This is his wife. One reason I did him is because his middle name is Ossawa, and there is an Osawatomie, Kansas, which is named after the same person that his middle name comes from. So I like this one. This is, yeah. Maria Baskerself is a Ukrainian artist. This was done in March. I believe this was part of Women's History Month. Again, it's oil on gesso paper. I'm just flip through these really quick because we've got 3 notebooks to go through. And I don't want to keep y'all. But she is a Ukrainian artist. I wanted to make note of that. This one, Ellen Day Hale. Again, oil and paper. I think this is in my thumbnail for this one. Gwen John. Another detail. Lavinia Fontana. If I were to title this one, I would title it She Smells Something Bad, because it looks like she's, yeah. She, this does not have close to like a master copy to it, but it is a good master study. It was interesting doing all these little things on her collar. This is Rosa Bonaire. This is definitely a detail. This is just a small section in a much larger one of where she's sitting in her studio. This was on March 31st. This is Anders Zorn. We're getting into April. This was, again, a detail. I need to do more work with the Zorn palette. If you're not familiar with it, it's just 4 colors. Well, three technically, and a black. But I really like that. Camille Pissarro. The way I can tell if I got this close to who I'm doing the study of is I will take an image and I will put it in Google Lens, and if the original artist comes up, I'm happy. I know I got the style down. The left side of this over here was added. It's not in the original. I did it just for composition wise and because I had it taped off. Andre Durain. I really liked the beginning of Cubism in this. It was interesting. That's a highlight. I tried to rub it off. This is Monk, which you're familiar with the Scream. I believe this is a self-portrait. See, this is why I need to take notes on each of them. Put them over here while I still remember them. Degas. And I believe this is a self-portrait. Renoir. This was not one of my favorites. It's okay, but it feels like something's missing. Pierre Bonnard. This, I really like the eyelashes in here. Let me see if it's showing up. See, on my screen, it's not showing up at all. On my YouTube screen. So if nothing else, I'll just, this is being recorded and I'll release it. Paul Gauguin, self-portrait. This is into June. This is a Monet, portrait of a man from 1867. Again, it was a study. I enjoyed doing this because it was it was a limited palette. There were very few, yeah, but he still managed to capture, yeah. And again, this is a detail. I'm gonna sneeze, excuse me. Excuse me. John Sargent, who we all know. I'm happy with this one. This was fun. It's funny, I will get like into like little details, and then on things outside of what I will be much more loose, and it will turn out much better a lot of times. Lucian Freud, who was a grandson of Sigmund Freud. This is a self-portrait he did, a reflection self-portrait. I like the color contrast, the yellow oranges against the purple that he used. I like the fleshiness that he brought forth. I really, really like him. You can see like the angular areas of the surface, but yet then there's a texture to it that he brings forth. It's really cool. Another Sargent. I love Sargent. Detail. And then I think that's it. The last of its color swatches in this one. And then we get into this one. Okay, this is Mary Cassatt again. This was in June. This was June 30th. This isn't one of my favorites of hers that I've done. It's okay, but yeah. Paula Rego, forgive me. If you look close at her work, she has like a hatching, all the strokes go. She's not trying to follow like the form of the chin or everything's very at an angle, all these brush strokes. This is Gustave Courbet. I have the palette colors written down here too, by the way, that they used. So if anybody is interested in that in the future. Obviously it was a oil on gessoed paper. I started gessoing the paper ahead of time. I'll tape the edges off and then gesso on top of that. And then, yeah, then I'll do that the day before, and then I'll do that. Emil Carlson, again, another detail of one of his work. He was born in 1848. He died in 1932 in the U.S. Of course, we all know who this is. This is Georgia O'Keeffe. She passed away in 86 in Santa Fe. Hers are typically huge. This is a very, very small study. Janet Fish. This is the entire painting that she had, I believe. But again, hers are very large. I've also seen where she works in watercolor. She takes everyday objects and she breaks them down into geometric areas. Again, a Van Gogh. Gotta have a Van Gogh. We all, I think, are. This one was very, very quick. It was very, it was not stressful to do, but I love the results. It's very muted. The roses that he did are not real detailed. He did it all with just the way he handled the brush. If I remember correctly, he is known for doing very calm, very subdued, sorry, I'm gonna quit saying but I like how this came out, and yeah. If you look at it closely, it's very abstracted shapes and colors, but it's and strokes. I don't know how colors can be abstract, but you know what I mean. It's just, yeah. This was a test swatch of some old paint sticks I had. Posca pens I got. Another Sargent, of course. This is Madame X, which we always remember because it's strap, if nothing else. This was very scandalous for Sargent and for the model. I did this in October. Wow, we're really getting up there of this year. Obviously it's a detail. This is a huge portrait. This is just her head area, which I wanted to This model was known for putting on like possibly like a lavender powder and putting blush on her ears and I think her nose. Her skin was almost translucent appearing. You cannot really see the collarbone here, is one thing that historians note. This strap, when he originally painted it, was hanging down, which caused a ruckus. So he went back later on and painted it so that it was more acceptable. According to what I remember, supposedly it ruined her reputation, but I don't know how accurate that is because I've read both ways. But he almost lost his painting career over this because it was just so awful. Not that one is, I don't want to make it sound like one is worse than the other. This one is a Goya. I really love Goya. This is a detail study from Saturn devouring his son when he was older and later in life. When it was later in life, he lived in this house. He was deaf, and he began painting on the walls. And these were not meant to be seen. This is a detail. But this is the core issue or core area. I like how the hands turned out. This is a very graphic image. I did this on Halloween. For that reason, excuse me. Lucian Freud again, and I did not see it when I was painting this, but after I painted it, the first person I see is Steve Bannon. I don't know how to edit or how to respond to that fact because other people said the same thing, even though it does look like the original. This is the artist's mother who passed away. Her husband passed away. Her and her son were not very close while he was growing up. And then when his dad passed away, she sat for him a lot. She was experiencing a very deep depression, and her sitting for him and doing the paintings and them talking, they became closer, and it also helped her depression a great deal. I love the eyes in this that he did. And again, as in the past one that I showed, the way he shows the angles of the face and the shapes and then gets that texture of skin. I really like him. And then that was some paint samples that I got that I love. Okay. This one does not have a whole lot in it. Man, we're just booking right along, I tell you. This was a Philip Guston study. He tended to do these very graphic in as style. I'll just leave it there. There are some variations of color in here. If you look close enough, you can obviously see it in the watermelon slice, but his are known for being not primitive, expressionistic. This is Raphael Peale, who did a lot of still lifes. Let's see. Yes, he was America's first professional still life painter. He worked in his father's taxidermy museum. He was very, very quiet, reflective, and his work is very subtle. I know this because I'm reading my notes. I don't know this off the top of my head. He was an alcoholic and had very bad health issues. They speculate it was because he worked in the taxidermy with all these chemicals and things that he had to deal with. Didn't sound like he was a very happy man. He was born in 1774 and died in 1825, so he was 49 or 51-ish. He passed away in Philadelphia. This one I like because of the translucency that he managed to get in the orange. I was just taking a drink of my tea. And I like the way he used this white area of orange, and the orange peel, and you can just see it. He would use a lot of just everyday objects. Claire Peters, this was not one of my favorites. This is a detail of a huge still life that she did that was off in the corner, and I really liked this glass. There's like other pots and things over here in this area, and this was actually very small. I don't like how this one came out for me, because the curve of the ellipticals is not up to par to me. The bread, I really like the texture of how it came out. This was done in September. These go back and forth because I was switching between this notebook and the one that I just showed a second ago, because the paint would not dry very quickly. So I would switch off between the two notebooks. This is a Cezanne, of course, Cezanne. I love his colors. I love his brushstrokes. I love his bridge between Impressionism and Cubism. I love the simplicity of this little scalloped edge right here that is so simple, but it gets the idea across. There's little like peach colors in here that are cool. Critics ridiculed him, but of course now he's seen as revolutionary. I love this back here, this expressionist brushstrokes that he had back here. Let's see. He passed away. He was caught in a storm while he was painting outside, and he developed pneumonia. And if I remember correctly, somebody found him, and he wound up passing away from it. I saw a short video on YouTube the other day that discussed it. I love this painterly area in here. I like this. I would hang this on my wall. I would give him credit, of course, but I would hang that on my wall. This is Wayne Thiebaud. This is probably not the best example of his work. I should have probably chosen a different one that had like cakes and pies in it. He used these very contrasting colors so that the colors popped. I don't know how much you can see, but there's like an orangey outline on this green, and he used these very vibrant colors. There's these grays though that are in like the whipped cream next to a green or an orange, and I love his use of color, and I don't think this particular piece gets it across. I'd like to do another one of his, like I said, pies or cakes. And then these are some paint samples, or yeah, well, paint swatches obviously, but I got this Gamblin oil paint set that was reclaimed colors that I did swatches of on a video. Camille Pissarro, again, I love I don't know how else to describe it, but the swooshiness of the brush strokes. I love the use of color. This is a detail. There's a house back here, you can see a house back here. I did not see this until I was painting it because I thought this was a tree or a tree trunk. This is a person or people, this is a couple walking. the way that he abstracted things, I love. I love. I'm just taking a moment because by doing all these master studies, I picked up things from various artists to use into my own work, and I love this. It almost glows. This orangey back here. I had a couple of other ones that are hanging on my wall. Let me grab them. They're just taped. And I did these separate because, again, I was waiting for paint to dry, and I don't know why I didn't think of swapping out notebooks. This is Jean Chardin. I did this in September. I really like doing metal and copper, and so this was a lot of fun. But the things I liked about his style was just the using everyday simple objects and the use of the reflection in the handle, and it was just, I liked the use of brush strokes and the way he did the backgrounds. And yeah, let's see. He was born in 1699 in Paris. That's also where he passed away. He used earthy, muted, and practical items, subdued atmosphere, gave weight to ordinary life and humble objects. He was married twice. His eyesight weakened in the 1770s, and so he began doing pastel portraits. Now, I haven't seen any of those. I'll have to pull them out. So that's that one. And then here's one that I did, Giorgio Morandi. This was also done in September. This is gessoed paper. This paper is, the brand I believe is B. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed your comment, Sarah. Yeah, thank you. I like the bread on it. I don't like the structure that I used on the goblet. To me, it looks off. It doesn't look, and she's referring to one a while ago. If I open right to it, and I'm not. But the structure of the goblet was really off to me. Yeah, I can't find it. Anyways, sorry I missed your comment. I'm having trouble with YouTube. It's not showing up on my YouTube channel, on my feed. But I know you guys can see, thanks to somebody that told me. Because I was fighting with this feed at the beginning. Let's see. This one was done September 1st. He did very, very, very muted colors. And it's sort of, in hindsight, it reminds me of Landlord White. You know what I mean? When you buy a house or rent a house and everything in the house is painted white. That's what that reminds me of. Or it's all neutral, so that, yeah. Yeah, here's a, see, he died in 1964. He was Italian, and he was also a printmaker. He almost lived like a monk. He was subtle, contemplative, did still life. He was seen as a hermit, often called a painter's painter, shy, reserved, and deeply private. And he was influenced by Cezanne, which I can see. He lived in an apartment with his 3 unmarried sisters and painted. Let's see that it says anything about a day job. Not that I think he needed a day job. It's just, he was so quiet. And so he lived a very simplistic life. There was not a lot of furniture in the home. Everything was very, yeah, I can see that. I was looking at William Morris, who, if you're not familiar with, is very well known for wallpaper and interior patterns that he designed. And the colors from the Craftsman's period were very rich and earthy. And, but yeah, I can definitely see like the enamel, the enamel and the stove, and the, yeah, that's that one. And then, let's see, I think this was a little, no, this was a drawing I did that was a study. I did it on a master study Monday. Again, it's Sargent. I had info on him. I have to add it because this is not a self-portrait. It's a person that was in his life. But I like how he takes just like very simple lines. Like right here, there's like a shadow, and then there's like a swoop. There's just a line right here, and you see your eye automatically adds the information in there that that's a collar. He focused in on the triangle area here and got it the way he wanted. Oftentimes he would paint an entire portrait and not be happy with it and just wipe it out and redo the whole thing. I do too. And after seeing some of the, I love Art Nouveau in the 20s. It's going to be, it'll come into play in the future with videos too. He's just William Morris, that is. But that one was done 11/3. I think this was the last one I did on camera. Well, apparently it's the last one I did in here, period. Maybe we'll do a Master Study Monday next week. I do have some things pulled up, ready to go, and I put them aside. If you missed the first of it, in the next, it was in this one. That's why I couldn't find it. In the next 6 weeks or so, there's going to be some stuff going on possibly where I'm going to have to take the some time and step away and get some things done. I know I'm going to need, or just for my mental health, I'm going to need some paint time. So I'm not planning too detailed. Maybe that's why I should schedule Master Study Monday, so every Monday I know I can paint. The ones I've got scheduled for, and this is going to sound very cliche, but Mona Lisa. I have never painted Mona Lisa, and I want to. I want to so bad. I've seen a lot of people do it, and I think it's just such a, I want to say classic, but we obviously know it's a classic. Let's see. Let me see who else I had on there. I had several of them lined up, and then I put them to the side. Yeah, Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, doing a master study, a whole one, the whole Mona Lisa. I was going to do it over like the last week of the year. Vincent van Gogh's, another of his sunflowers that I really love. Cecilia Bow, self-portrait of her that is amazing. And then another one by Monk that, again, if you're not familiar with him, he did the Scream. I have those lined up to do. And I took them off the calendar so that I could take some time away because I was starting to get burned out. If you're not familiar with William Morris, I really suggest you Google him or look him up because he's amazing. He's, and you're into Art Nouveau and all that type of. And I've been looking, well, anyway. And I need to do another one of his. If anybody has any questions or stuff that you want to see, pies, cakes. There are going to be some changes done to the channel. If you'll notice, the name of the channel has changed. And what I did was I've just gone back to my birth name. There's no marital issues as to why I took my husband's last name off. None at all. So nobody has said anything, but just to clarify, everything's wonderful at home. It's just sort of a fresh start in a lot of areas, and I thought it was very appropriate that I did that. So I changed all the social media that I could. You'll notice my domain name is still Diane. I did go to get Diana Dobson Art, and I have another. This is logistics you probably don't care about, but I have another domain, Artist How To Publications, that directs itself to this, and it expires in January. So my thinking was I can kind of pause, think it over, make sure that I want Diane Dobson Art as a domain and direct it to this. But if you've been on my social media at all of it has changed to Diana with the A. I haven't decided how I'm going to sign things. I have a show coming up again. I've mentioned it numerous times. I know. I'm sorry. In 26, and I haven't put the wires and things on the works, and I'm thinking about going back and changing my signature on some of them that I can. Who knows? I might not. I love that. See, it almost glows, doesn't it? It's just this painting. But that is all of them that I have over the last year on Mondays. That's my watch beeping. Sorry if you hear that. But my favorite ones were those, the Rembrandt. I love doing Sargent and Mary Cassatt, but these two are still probably my two favorites. I have been seeking out female painters that are women. That I could use as sort of a mentor. Maybe that's what I should have done, was just flip through them like that. It's kind of interesting to see them all. Just one right after the other. That would make a good short. So I've been MIA for the last couple of weeks, resting and just kind of regrouping. I'm pulling this out so I can flip through that, and then I can pull these out and do a short. Cut that swatches out. Yeah, and see, they're not roots. That's shadows. It's the way he. Yeah, the way he did the. I know what one you're talking about. And again, on this one, I know I'm jumping around here. ADHD person here. This Emil Carson, everything's hatched. It's like hatch marks in there. Compared to Courbet, who's shows the brush strokes very loosely and just very kind of in the shape of the form, or like this area, the brush strokes are going like this. And if it was this person painting it, he would have done all of them hatch marks, which is what she sort of did. Oh, and I just messed up my flip through, didn't I? Here, let me do that again. I think I already did this one, didn't I? Didn't I already do this one as a flip through? Maybe. And notice the similarities between this one and this one. This is Cezanne. This is Gustave Courbet. They are. Yeah. I think that's it. Yep. So, like I said, if there's something that you want to see, just shoot me a note, put it in the post, whatever you do. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to get a few things done, but glad I got. Oh, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate you more than I can say. Again, there's going to be some changes to the channel. You're going to see my face more. You're going to see more tutorials. I am, to be perfectly transparent, the changes that are coming up are going to require me to have more income, and I need to think about the numbers on YouTube for AdSense and getting those. Excuse me. And getting those so that they make a little money. I'm only showing these again like a flip through. Yeah, there's that one. This right here, you can't, I don't think it translates, but these aren't roots. These are shadows. There's like a blue tint to them to where it, there is a distinction, but I don't think it's picking it up very well on the camera. This, I need to, yeah, I think I need to do some more of that one too, on my own. I need to learn more about them. And we decided Mona Lisa was a good idea, right? I just thought it would be a good way to finish up the year, you know? Something I've always wanted done just for the fun of it. Like I said, I'll probably do it on the easel because I want to do it true to size. I want to do it more like a copy than just a study. What else has been going on? Studio's a total disaster. Grandkids were here last weekend on Sunday, and I gave them free reign, which made me happy beyond words. So I was pulling things out for them to use and just letting them go. They're 15 and 13, so it's not like they're small children. My granddaughter, the 15-year-old, was using oil pastels, the good oil pastels, and she did a beautiful piece. I wish I'd gotten a picture of it. I almost talked her into giving it to me, but she said that she didn't have any oil pastels that she had done at home, and I could tell she wanted to keep it, so I didn't. Yeah, but I ought to get her to send me a picture of it. What else that might be of interest to you all other than my messy studio? Oil pastels, of course. We need to do some oil pastels. Need to. But all that's in the planning right now. I will set up a master study for next week. I'll use the term study loosely because it may take me a couple of days to do the Mona Lisa without leaving you waiting around or watching me for like 5-6 hours. So I may split it up over a couple of days. Let's see. Schedule. I'll go ahead and put that on the live so you can see the listing. What else did we say? Oil pastels. And I definitely need tutorials. I have a course I'm taking next year that has kind of already started that's supposed to help me with my channel. It's with Nick Nimmin. If you're not familiar with him, he knows his stuff, and he has started a YouTube course. If anybody else is interested in it, I thought I'd mention it. But I want to learn from it, and I don't want to just take it passively. So it's going to create some changes in the channel. But there's going to be that happy medium is my goal of making me happy, making the numbers happy. So making you happy is going to make the numbers happy. I think that's all I've got for today. So I will be done babbling. I'm looking around. I don't see anything else that's relevant that you probably want to know about. I will say, if you're interested in these, I'm not associated with her at all. Sandy Hester has a video up of her playing with these and using them. She is how I found out about this. She doesn't know me from Adam, but if you're interested in these, I would check her channel out. It's Sandy Hester with a Sandy is with an I. Well, I need to do a live with paint sticks too. Okay. I will let y'all go. I appreciate you being here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you think somebody else might be interested in this channel, feel free to go ahead and share. I'm going to put Sandy's information or Sandy's name in the description of this video too, so that in case somebody else wants to see it. She's one of those that I watch regularly. Her style is totally different than anything that I do of my own work. Totally different. She's very, I don't want to say primitive. She's very, I don't even know. Yeah, she does a different style. Anyway, if you watch her video, you know what I mean. Link in description. Is there anything else you can think of I need to remember? Maybe we need to do like a weekly, just like a weekly catch up. Kind of like Frugal Crafter does on Saturday mornings. She does her Sat Chat. Make the catch up. Fridays? How about Fridays? Yeah. Sundays? I don't know. I may put up a poll for that one. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than I can say. Sincerely, you have made the last year of doing these master studies pure enjoyment. And I mean that literally. It has been so fun doing these. And I love having these in these notebooks, in these sketchbooks. Now the sketchbooks, I will tell you, are from Hobby Lobby. It's the only place I've been able to find these that are affordable. They are, when you get them on sale, they're like $14, $15 a piece. And I have a stockpile of them. I have 2 that are still in plastic. I have a Stillman and Burn that is still not used. Love Stillman and Burn. But anyway, so that's what these are. So I will catch you all later. Thank you for being here again. I know I keep saying that, but I am so thankful for you all. You make it possible for me to do what I love to do, and not to be completely solo, for one thing, but just, you know, make a few dollars here and there. I am monetized on YouTube. I do have memberships. The membership right now is just to support the channel, nothing else, and I haven't even really promoted it. I will let that be it, and I'm saying a Midwestern goodbye. I realize that fact, so I will let you go. Okay, thank you. Everybody take care, be safe, and have a wonderful holiday season. If I don't see you before then, I will turn around and schedule that Master Study Monday for next week. And who knows, I may have a pop-up between now and then. We'll see. We will see.